So it begins, or so it continues, fencing. Fred got a lot done yesterday, and we're picking back up where he left off.
All right, welcome back, folks, to day 6 of the never-ending fence build. I have Mrs. Piney Grove here, aka Deb, with me. Yesterday she has some family matters to take care of, mainly
Watching family.
mainly spend time with
our granddaughter.
Right, I was trying to think of the age. Mainly spend time, how old is she?
She'll be 10 in a week.
Right. Mainly what she had to do was spend some time with our 10-year-old granddaughter. But she's with me today with her red shoes on, ready to get to work. And where we left it yesterday was I had 8 posts that aren't set at all. They're in the holes are dug, but they're not set. So I'm gonna set those 8 posts for Deb. And then there are some posts that I put in yesterday that aren't completely tamped in. So she's gonna tamp them in. They're already plumb and level and straight and in line and everything they need to be. So she's gonna do that. I'm going to set those posts down there, those 8 posts. And then also we need to measure for our H-brace. So our wire is 330 feet long. We've never actually measured this. We've been saying it's 750, 800 feet of fence. We're gonna find out today because we're gonna measure it. But we need to figure out where our H-braces are. And I want my H-brace to be pretty close to the end of that 330 foot roll of fencing. So we're gonna put in an H-brace on the corner and an H-brace in the middle, and maybe even a double H-brace. And so that'll require a couple of holes we'll have to dig for that. But we have plenty of posts, and the post hole digger is still attached to the tractor. So if you're new to our channel, what we have here is we got 20 acres in Northwest Florida that we're developing into a homestead. So we're 4 years in, almost exactly. We bought this land in the end of December or the beginning of January of 2018. So January 2018. We've been working hard, personally working hard, getting this property ready, and also having some things done for us, like some buildings built. But right now, our primary goal is to get this fence line done before the new year. We got some rains coming, and we want to allow our neighbor to put his horses back in the pasture that he's moved them from, which he did, so that we could tear down this fence and put up a new fence. So we're trying to get that done. And also it's hunting season, so I want to be done with this fence. 6 days in a row I've been out here. I don't think we'll get it done today, but we should have it 100% ready for fence wire, if not even have maybe the first 300 feet of fence wire done. So that's a recap of what we've done. That's who we are. Anything you want to say, Deb, before we get started?
Nope, I'm ready to tamp and fence.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get to work. You guys get to watch. Okay, the first H-brace that's gonna pull that first 200 and some feet. And just in case I forgot, I actually wrote on the post. So from there down there, 220 feet plus this 8 feet of H-brace. So that'll hold about 230 feet of wire going that way. So we'll do the alligator mouth or the Pac-Man, right? We'll do that angle going that way. Deb's packing the hole from hell here. That thing just was horrible. But knowing that we put that H-brace in a clay area, that thing's not going to move. And you can see how big a post it was. I was saving that post for an H-brace, but I mean, it is, the one behind Deb is big, but this one's even bigger. Okay, I've been measuring, and Miss Piney Grove has been steady packing post. I think she's got all of these posts done here. She said, yep. So I measured up, and around 220 feet-ish, I decided that's where I'm gonna put an H-brace. One reason is I feel like that's a pretty good amount of fence to have to stretch. And secondly, because I like the placement of it, and I'll show you what I mean. So in front of my truck there is the path that goes to our house, or our future house, the shed, the compound. And if I put an H-brace right here, every time we come up that path, we'll see the H-brace. So I've already run a string line and established the starter hole, and we'll put an H-brace there. So we'll have an H-brace, there's Deb. We'll have an H-brace down at the end to start the wire. We'll have an H-brace here at 220 feet, and we'll stretch it to this point. So I measured all the way to the end, and it's a 709 foot fence. So that'll be 2 rolls of 330 plus 50 feet out of another roll. So I originally measured that with Google Earth, but I really didn't know where the horse pen stopped on that end or started on that end to establish my beginning of my measurement. So anyway, we're at 709 feet, and going down that way, I'm gonna have 2 H braces. You see the pine tree sticking out into the neighbor's pasture. Neighbor's property's to the right, ours is to the left. And I'm gonna put an H brace in that area, and then down about 150 feet more by the big oak tree down there, I'm gonna put another H brace. So we'll have 4 total H braces to build today. So this is where the H brace is gonna be. So I wanted it to be in good soil, and I didn't necessarily want it to be in sandy soil. And I remember that post didn't dig that hard, but this one, it's 8 feet away. It's a different type of clay, or it's different consistency, and it was really hard to dig. I had to dig it twice with the post hole diggers to loosen up the clay so I could get the 3 foot depth I was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna run a string line from this post to that post down there that's set about 4 posts down. The rest of them are loose. And that'll give us a line to set these 4 posts that are just sitting in the holes. So that's my next step. I'll set the post, get them so they're straight up and down, get them plumb, and then Deb will come behind and pack them good. Deb and I need to do an update to our intro video. In that very first YouTube video that we did, we talked a lot about property selection and what to look for. It's 4 or 5 months since then, and we've progressed along further in building out the property and doing things. And one thing I would add when we do that next video is never underestimate the value of, say, infrastructure on a property. You know, we're taking 20 acres of raw land. It was planted pines. There was no road. There was nothing. There was barely a fence around the property. There's a lot of T-posts that are in place, but the actual woven wire is just rotted. And this is a prime example of 700 feet of fence. We're gonna have probably 8 days invested in this, several $1,000s, and we did all the labor ourselves. So when you do come upon a property and it's priced a little bit higher than, say, another piece of property, look at the infrastructure, because there's a lot of value in a fence, a nice fence that you don't have to do anything with. Now, when we're done with this fence, it's literally gonna last a lifetime. We're using quality post, literally lifetime post, lifetime wire, and you know, 50, 60 years from now, as long as this thing is maintained, as far as not letting trees grow into it and, you know, replace rusty staples, and in general upkeep, it should still be here 50 years from now. So keep that in mind when you're looking at property. Is it fenced? And if it is fenced, there's some value there. That was literally the quickest hole that's got drilled on this whole fence line. It's almost like there's 6 feet of topsoil there. I hit a little bit of clay at the very bottom, but otherwise it's just dark, rich topsoil. And that post hole digger just wanted to just go all the way down. Like, I had to quickly stop it or else it would have dug too deep a hole. All right, that should be the last post for the H brace. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of progress. I don't think we're gonna finish today.
She's right. I'm not sure what Deb meant by finish. We'll never be finished. But if you thought we were gonna do wire and be done with it, no, that wasn't gonna happen. So remember the hole I said dug the easiest of all the holes? It's because there's a clay layer there, and when it hit that clay layer, the auger came over to this pasture side into the soft dirt and went down, which put the whole hole about 6 inches too far this way. One of the heaviest posts we have, we put in the hole. We had to pull it back out, dig the hole, put the post back in. It still wasn't far enough. Pulled the post back out and dug it that way, 3 foot down, 6 inches that way, and got it where it's perfect now. And because it's an H brace, we got to pack the heck out of it. And Deb has grabbed my packer. I just made her bleed. This is a hoe, not her, but this. This is a hoe.
This is a wife.
And when I came down with that, I grabbed the edge of her arm. Now she's bleeding. But she was bleeding when she started because she went to pee in the woods and she got briars wrapped around her ankle. She'll probably edit that out.
I went and used the country facility.
She peed in the woods.
I peed in the woods.
Like a country girl. Okay, it's noon. We've been at it 3 hours and we still have 4 posts to set and pack in. We just ran into some delays, but all the H posts are in. We haven't done the actual H brackets or the H braces. 4 posts. If it takes an hour to do these 4 posts, that's 1 o'clock, an hour per H brace. That's probably all we'll get done today is post in an H brace. This is the last hole getting packed. Deb's got 2 left. I got this one. Then all the posts will be put in. All the wooden posts will be put in. The T-posts will go in after the fencing. But we just had a lunch break and we probably don't have time to do any fencing today as far as the actual fencing. So we want to get all these poles packed and then get the H braces built, and then we'll probably call it a day after that. Okay, last post is packed in. Deb's standing by the next to the last post. I just did the last post. All posts are in. All H brace posts are in. And now we just have to build the H brace. We got about 2 hours left, so we should get all of them done. We'll see. What do you think, Mrs. Piney Grove?
I think this is going very well and very smoothly, but not quite as fast as I thought. But yet smooth. So
You thought it would go faster?
just a little bit faster, but yeah, that's good. I really thought maybe we'd start to roll out the fencing. I didn't think it'd take so long to pack the post.
Yeah, I really thought we'd get at least 300 feet of fence rolled out. Well, we're just not going to get there. We could probably push through and get 1 roll rolled out, but it's just not worth it. We got to come back and do the wire anyway. So.
Yep.
So what we're doing is doing the H brace. We've already held up. These are 8-inch posts, 8-inch-ish posts. That's actually a telephone pole. But we've got 5-inch posts for the horizontal H brace. So we marked it. You can see markings here. I'm just going in the center and I'm going to drill a hole because I got a spike to hold that horizontal in place. So I'm going to drill a hole for the spike, and I'm using just really, really big nails. You'll see them in a second. I want as straight a hole as possible. So here's the spike. The wind's picking up, so just bear with it, please. So that'll hold the end of the horizontal. I'll just put that like that. Now we got to mark it and cut the horizontal with the chainsaw. Get my lovely assistant to hold the tape measure. Hold it right there. Okay, we haven't installed one of these in a while, but that's the way you do it. You get that established first, that horizontal, and I actually cut it pretty close so it kind of wedges itself in there. Put the spikes on each end, and then we'll run the wire, and that's an H-brace. Okay, this is all you need for an H-brace. You need some bracing wire. Some people take the wire and wrap it with a stick and then tie that stick, and I don't know, that don't look professional. It looks kind of, I don't know, I just don't like it. So I use one of these fence tensioners, and I'll show you how that goes in. And it's so much better than that stick in the fence. One, this looks better, and two, this is much easier to tighten because you'll need to periodically tighten it. And then I have some staples. The fence is going to be pulling that way, so the tension is that way because this is an anchor post. So I want to run my wire diagonal. And if you can follow this, it makes sense in my head. I'll see if I can explain it. But the top of this post is going to want to go that way when you pull the wire. So the diagonal wire will come down here to the bottom of that post. And that'll keep the top of that post from going. But what keeps that post from coming this way is this horizontal. So that 45-degree wire in this horizontal post, and the pull is that way. And as we've explained before, but I'll explain again, that horizontal wire to me is like a Pac-Man or an alligator, and he wants to eat the long side of the fence. We're going to do our bracing wire at a 45-degree because that is the wire that's going to be pulling. The tension's going that way. So it starts up here. You don't pound this all the way in because the wire is going to thread through that, and then we got to put the same thing on the bottom over there. I got wire, I got barbed wire, nothing that's friendly for doing this. It's been a while since I've done it, so I'm trying to remember as I go and not mess it up. Thread that wire through that staple I put there. Thread it through the staple I put here. Now I'm overlapping, so I'm going to fold this wire over to hold this on and then roll this inside of there. I should have plenty. I don't want to cut it off too short. So we'll cut it off right here. Now you've got to loop this real tight, or else when you tighten it, this wire will actually unravel. So I try to get these rolls as tight as I can get them. Take this wire, and this ratchet, as you can see, as it turns, it catches itself. So I just take the wire in, make a loop. You can see there's two holes in the center. So I messed up. Because the fence wire is going to go against this side, and I don't want the ratchet against this side. So I want the ratchet on this side. So I just have to rewind it the other way. It's no problem. So I went it about a third of the way, so as it tightens, it'll end up in the center. That's more for looks than anything else. Right, if I've done everything right, I should just be able to turn this and it tighten itself up. So you can over tension this and break the wire. I've done that before, and that's aggravating, especially if you don't have enough wire to begin with. But that'll, it's tight now. Over time, as the post settles and the wire finds where it's been stretched, it'll, you'll need to come back and put in a couple clicks on it, but that is an H-brace right there. The tension is pulling against the top, but this top can't come that way because that wire is anchored to the bottom. So that bottom's trying to pull the post this way, but it can't because this horizontal is up against this post and it's braced by wire. It locks them both in together and makes it so you can pull your fence tight. One thing that'll make the greatest fence in the world just really not look good is it not to be tight. And we learned that, so we're gonna stretch the heck out of this fence. Okay, for this one, I'm going to show an alternate method for the staples. So you put the staples sideways, like this. So the theory is the wire will ride on top of those staples and not dig into the wood and be easier to tighten. Wire will ride there. You'll see how the wire can slide on those staples instead of digging to the wood like on the first post we did. So up here, I put these just so it wouldn't be frustrating to start the wire, but I put these in place. This wire actually could be on top there as well, but it's fine there. But now it has these to ride across when you're tightening it rather than digging into the post. It's not going anywhere. We're on the last H-brace here. We're going to use the method that we used on the first one, where you put the staples vertically and run the wire through. It's just easier to set it up that way. And I've never had a problem with the wire gripping into the wood, but we thought we'd show you both ways. So looking down that way, we have an H-brace on the end. We have an H-brace by my pickup. We're going to put one right here. We're going to Pac-Man that to the left. Right to left, because going down there past Deb to that corner already has an H-brace. I think we could go either way with the Pac-Man, either this way or that way with the H-brace, but we're going to go that way. All right, folks, we didn't get done as much as we wanted to get done, but we did get all the posts in, all the posts are packed, all the H braces are done, and now when we come back, we can string wire. There's nothing left to do but string wire and staple it to the post and then come back and put it in the T-post. So about one more day's worth of work, but it'll be an easy day compared to the lugging and hauling and digging. I mean, we had to redig 2 holes today that we haven't had to do before, just because the auger went down and went at an angle, and I had to redig them by hand and pull the post back out. So those things took time. So thanks for coming along with us today, day 6 of putting up this fence. We really appreciate you guys watching. If you would, give us a big thumbs up. That's the thumb at the bottom. Please click that, smash that thing for us. It helps out our channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, y'all.